Welcome to the final week of the How to Live by Design in 90 Days Challenge. Congratulations on getting this far. It's a great achievement and you should be thrilled and relieved at the same time, I'm sure. Look, it's been a great journey and I hope and trust you've really got great value out of the 90 days. And of course it doesn't end here. You keep on going with all of your goals and your actions and striving for more and more success, because that's what it's all about. So what did we cover in 90 days? Let's have a quick recap. We covered the 7-step system, the success system to live by design. We set our priorities. We reinforced these priorities with our values. Then we set some really smart goals and reinforced them with our reasons why. And then of course we took our action strategy and put our moments of truth milestones around those actions to keep us on pace. And then of course we focused on our rewards and anchoring in those great moments. We also covered 2 of my favorite success principles, focus and behavioral flexibility. And of course, let's not forget some of those models that we covered. The SMART model, the 4 levels of critical thinking, action and experience model, the NLP 4-stage success model, and 2 of my favorites in coaching, the 6 core needs model and the pain versus pleasure model. Just some great techniques and great tools that can be used throughout your life, and I'd really encourage you to continue with the journey. So how do we finish off the challenge? What words of wisdom do I still have to give? And I guess just recently I attended a Tony Robbins and Richard Branson 2-day event in Sydney, which was just a phenomenal event with phenomenal speakers from the world stage. It was just 2 days of unbelievable content. There was one thing that really captured my imagination and thought would be a fitting way to end the challenge. And it was something that Tony Robbins mentioned in his 5-hour spiel on the 2-day event. And it was all around, I guess, using my terminology, it was almost like the secret to happiness, the happiness formula is what I like to call it. He was talking about two major factors that perhaps contribute to happiness or to your feeling of fulfillment, is probably more his words. And it came down to this: when your life conditions match or are better than your expectations, your blueprint as he referred to it as, well then you've got fulfillment and happiness. So I've looked at this and said, okay, in my words is, when your life and your standards are meeting your expectations, well then you're probably a happy person. And I'll give you 2 examples to contrast this. When you look at all the rich and famous people, and there's some of the rich and famous that just behind the scenes, and probably for some not even behind the scenes, just seem so depressed. And you think, you've got everything you need, how can you not be happy? Well, it comes down to their expectations of where they would be in life at this stage have still not been met. They set the bar so unrealistically high, even though it seems to everybody else they've got everything that they need, they still have an emptiness inside. And then let's contrast that when we look to the children of Africa, and you see some of them in desperate poverty, not clothed, no shoes on, flies all over them, struggling for water and nutrition, yet they still seem so happy, they're smiling as if they haven't got a care in the world. And it's probably true. They probably don't realize that they're missing out on anything. In fact, surviving every day is basically meeting their expectations given their environment. And so you have these 2 different worlds, and you just think, wow, maybe there's some truth to this formula. And so this is what I'd like to leave you with. Moving forward, does the conditions of your life meet the expectations that you've set. And so for some of you during this 90-day period, you may have set some goals which you may have smashed and others you still haven't reached. It really comes down to now two things that you can control. One, can you change your life conditions? That means your actions. If the actions that you've been taking so far haven't achieved the results you're looking for, well, look at plan B. What new actions can you take that are going to change the results? Or two, do you change your expectations? Are the original goals you set unrealistic or so out there that you're not motivated to do anything about achieving them? So it might be a case of looking at your goals, revisiting them, and making sure that you're making them as realistic as possible, because that'll mean that you take real action towards them. It really is putting them down in bite-sized chunks so you can build the momentum towards them. And so that's the final lesson I'll leave with you as part of the 90-day challenge. Really revisit the two most important things in your 7-step system: your actions and your goals, because they're the two things that you can really control, and everything else will fall into place, because we all are after fulfillment and happiness at the end of the day. And so let's keep that in our destinies. So I'd like to thank you for joining me on this journey. I've so enjoyed having you along for the ride. I know that I set some ambitious goals at the beginning of this 90-day challenge. You'll be pleased to know that at the top of that mountain was running a marathon, which I successfully achieved on the weekend. And so I'll be definitely celebrating and rewarding myself in the month ahead with some rest and a holiday overseas to look forward to. And I probably won't be running as much as I have been in the previous months, so it's certainly not in the last 90 days. And so once again, I hope to speak with you soon in a number of forums, and look after yourself and keep challenging yourself. This 90-day period continues for all of us. I wish you well. Thank you.